Welcome and bienvenidos. This is Julian Wilson. I am the band director at the Gaston Virtual Academy. Thank you for being a part of the band. I appreciate all of your patience as Gaston Virtual Academy as we've kind of gone through this whole situation and still going through it together. It's kind of challenging when you go from having 100 and some students to 9,000 basically overnight, and we officially broke the internet, so congratulations. But we are working our way through. And I want to make sure that you understand that we are here for you and here to support you and your child. Anything we can do to make things easier for you, just give us a holler. I have been teaching for 22 years. You can see on the right hand side of the screen, this is my wife, Althea, who teaches for Clover Virtual Academy and Clover Middle. And we've been married 22 years. It's easy to tell how long I've been teaching because literally I got married August 8th, 1998, and that was a Saturday, and I went to school teaching August 10th, 1998 for my first teaching job. So I can kind of keep the two together, and it keeps me straight. If you look over on the left, you'll see a picture of my two little ones. You'll see Aiden, he's 14, and he's at Clover Virtual Academy. And Addison, who is 9, and she is at Gaston Virtual Academy, just like the rest of your students. This is my virtual classroom, and it's also my syllabus. You can find it. It is linked on the Canvas homepage for your student. You'll see my Gmail, which you can use anytime to contact me, my Google Voice number. You can even text that number, and you can see my YouTube page. I have a YouTube channel where I put course content for our class sometimes, so students can go back, review, go back over things, pause it, whatever they need to do in order to really make sure they understand the content. If you look to the right, you'll see the books that we're going to be using. If your student plays a brass instrument or a woodwind, they're only going to be using the essential elements. And we're using book 1 to start, but as we progress, they'll need the other books. Our percussionists, they will need Essential Elements, book 1, and they will also need Rhythm Reading for Drums by Garwood Whaley, the book underneath. So just keep that in mind. Percussionists will need 2 books. We're going to be working this year on leveling up. If you're a gamer, you'll know that concept. Basically means that when you have completed a level of play on a game, and you graduate to a new level. And that's going to be our concept that we're using for band this year. We're going to use a gaming concept. And we're going to be using a system called the rank system that comes from Mr. Eric Combs, the teacher of the year in Illinois. In this rank system that he created, there are 10 ranks, and each rank has 10 points. Now, a point may have multiple steps, but it's still a point nonetheless. And one of the things that makes this kind of innovative is that this is how we do our grading. We do it by the number of points that the students earn. And in order to get a point, they must play an assignment, or they must clap a rhythm, or sometimes there are vocabulary tests. And they have to do so at 100%. Now, the only little leeway there is that some of the vocabulary tests, you don't have to have 100%. You can miss 2 or 3, but get the rest right. But anything played or clapped must be at 100%. But to make that work and to make that fair, so to speak, the students can take those points as many times as they want. I give feedback when I watch their video on their performance on what they did well, where we can improve, or I will tell them that you played it all the pitches right, all of the fingerings right, all the rhythms right, and you earned that point, and you're moving on. So students will get feedback on all of their assignments that way. Oops. Sorry there. This is our chart for how we're going to be doing our grading. With grades, I don't like to average because averaging is really not a great way to tell where a student is. And since we're doing mastery-based instruction, we know exactly where the student is according to how many points they've earned, because every student has got to get a 100 to earn that point. So you know that they have mastered that material. If you look at 6-1, that's sixth grade first quarter. 7-1 is seventh grade first quarter. 8-1 is eighth grade first quarter. And then you'll see 6-2, 6-3. Of course, that's the rest of the 9 weeks, the rest of the year. Okay? So if I'm a sixth grader and I have 2 points at the end of the 9 weeks, then I know I'll have a B. If I am a seventh grader and I have 20 points at the end of the 9 weeks, I know that I'll have more than an A plus. As a matter of fact, I'll have an A if I went on to this into the second 9 weeks. If I'm an eighth grader and I have 10 points, then I've got a C. If I got 10 points by the end of the 9 weeks. But it's everything is going to be going up since we're not averaging. We're just adding points is all we're doing, and the students can go as high as they want and go as quickly as they want because students will record these things on their own. We have live instruction on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, that's our students' chance to get extra work, but also to work on their points and upload those because that's how they're going to turn in their assignments. They're just going to turn them in on their own time. And again, they can take those things as many times as they like. So I think that really balances out the fact that they have to do it perfectly. If you take a look on the right, you will see more contact information for me. You'll see my full email address, that phone number again for Google. You'll also see Twitter and Instagram. We plan on doing some fun things with on my end. I'm going to be doing some Instagram living, and the kids can kind of chime in on their end. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, concerns, or needs, feel free to contact me. I am at your disposal. I thank you once again for being a part of the Gaston Virtual Academy, and you guys have a great, great rest of your day.